Today, we are going to talk about solipsism. The idea that there are not 8 billion souls living here on earth, not 7 billion souls living here on earth, not 3 billion souls living here on earth, not even 1 million souls living here on earth. The number of souls living here on earth will actually shock you. The number of souls living here on earth is not even 1,000. Not even 10. There is only one soul, one mind, one consciousness, one animal, one human, that actually exists. There are no other souls, no other minds, no other consciousnesses, no other animals, no other people. Every person that you see is your projection. That's right. Every person that you see is your projection. The problem with projections is that you cannot consciously create them. And you cannot really control them. At least not the way that you'd like to. Your projections are created by your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is creating your projections from your feelings, beliefs. And when I say beliefs, some people will be like, oh, so that means we actually create our own reality. Not really. Our projections are created from our beliefs, our feelings, emotions, state of mind. All of that counts. But it doesn't mean that if you think positive thoughts, your projections are going to be on your side. It doesn't really work that way. It has a lot to do with what your subconscious think is best for you to experience, really. Your subconscious work like social media algorithms. It's always changing. You might think, oh, I figured out how my subconscious mind works. Now I can hack reality. It doesn't work that way. It always changes. I remember I gave you all this example that there's, like, if you found a way to get things easily in this realm, something will happen to make it hard. Let's say you found a hack to make money very easily. This room is it's gonna be like, oh, this guy found a glitch. We gotta make things hard. Then it starts to change. That is why when you start gambling, if you've been a gambler in your life, you win. You win a lot of times. You get to a point where you're like, I should be quitting my job here, because I keep on winning. I don't even know why people keep on losing. And you think you win because, well, they want you to win so that you keep on playing until you start losing. Like, they want to get you hooked first. You know, just like when you meet a new person, that person is going to want to get you hooked. They're going to be nice, kind, be everything that you want them to be until you're hooked. And when you're hooked, they show you the true colors. But nah, not really. Because if you create another account, you're going to lose. Really, you found a way to make money that is too easy, and your subconscious doesn't want that. In this world, you're basically dealing with yourself. If you meet a person and they try to rob you, that person is you. They are your reflection. They are what's going on inside. You don't understand that yet. You don't understand yourself yet. You have never truly woken up. That is why you understand nothing. That ex of yours that betrayed you, they don't exist, they're just your projection. That monster that was chasing you in your dream, that monster doesn't exist. That was just your projection. But you thought, nah. You thought that monster that was chasing you was real when it was chasing you, right? Until you woke up and you're like, oh, it was just a dream. It was not real. And what is crazy is that after you wake up, it becomes totally obvious to you that it was just a dream. It becomes totally obvious. Like, you don't stress about the things that happen in your dream. You don't wake up in your dream and you have done something horrible and you start stressing. It doesn't work that way. I wonder who these guys are escorting. I'll get shot here. Oh, it's the bikers. If they were escorting the president and I'm holding my DJI pocket like this, I'd be like, dude is holding a gun. Dude is holding a gun. And I'll be trending. I'll be on the newspaper the next day. People will be on strike. South African people like striking, bro. And they'll be dancing. You swear they're having fun. Like, they genuinely like. I think I can win this. I don't get tired. when I'm on a bike. On a bike. But yeah, there are not that many people. I thought there would be that many. So they're escorted by this many cars, and there are not many. Maybe they're not competing. Maybe they're doing it for... Maybe they... How are they being escorted by this many cars? Or maybe they've been doing this since yesterday. That's why there's ambulances. Your mind likes to create background stories. So you see all those people, and you're like, yeah, they're coming from somewhere. They're not. They're your projections. Your projections only start existing when you see them. Doesn't mean that they've always been existing. Your subconscious only creates your projection in real time. If they are building a house where you live, and you go somewhere, maybe stay for like maybe 3 months, and you go back and the house is finished, it doesn't mean that they'll continue to build it when you've left. No. You are just projecting the finished product now. Because that's what you expect. You expect them to be done. But sometimes your subconscious can decide to mess with you and be like, I want to project an unfinished building so that this person will be shocked. That's how it works. Sometimes it can try to be a bit unpredictable. Yesterday I came across a video on TikTok of this guy asking a very important question. He was like, is sleep just a way for our subconscious to load up the next day? Very important question. Is sleep just a way for our subconscious to load up the next day? Our subconscious actually needs time to create reality for us. Just like in a simulation video game, right? When you try to launch a video game, it's not going to just, you're not going to just start playing. It's going to take time for it to launch. When you're playing a video game, if you turn to the side, it's going to take time for you to see things clearly. Isn't it because things are created in real time? Isn't that what happens here in this room? If you look to the side too quickly, it's going to take Like, you're not going to see things clearly right away, right? It's going to take a second for you to see things clearly. Like, if you're going to be like this, it's going to take like a second for you to see things clearly. When you're trying to see things that are far, it may take a second for you to really see these things clearly. When you wake up, it's going to take a second for you to see things clearly in your room. You'll be confused, like, especially when it's dark. Maybe it takes a lot of energy for your subconscious to render reality for you when it's dark. I remember there's this guy on YouTube. I was trying to prove that we live in a simulation. So he'll be recording a video and he'll run to the other stream. He's like, you see, there are no people. And then after like 30 seconds, there'll be people all over the street. But like, where did they come from? Why weren't they there? If you want to prove to yourself that you're actually the only conscious being in existence, do things that you did not even think you were going to do. Don't think first, just do things. Like, don't think. Do things without thinking. I'm not talking about dangerous things. Be random. Be spontaneous. Be unpredictable. Like, don't think first. Don't tell your subconscious what you're about to do before you do it. Just do it. And you'll see that this world is not real. It's a dream generated by your subconscious. Non-dualist teachers will say everyone is you pressed out. But because they want to seem normal, they will say, actually, everyone exists, but they exist in their own reality. So they're not actually, when you see Benedictine is your projection, but it exists in his own reality. So in his reality, you are his projection, meaning that in his reality, in his universe, is God that created his own reality from what he already knew was real. The same way that you can imagine a person that you know doing something that they are not actually doing, right? You can imagine yourself having a conversation with the person that you know. Do they actually exist? Does that vision of them actually exist? No, you are imagining it. So that's what non-dualist teachers would say. But I'm not a non-dualist teacher, and I'm not afraid of looking weird. So I will say to you that no, actually the real truth is that there's always been one mind, one consciousness, one animal, one soul that actually exists. Your enemies do not exist. The people that you hate do not exist. The people that bullied you do not exist. The people who are better than you do not exist. No one is better than you. Everything is happening in your mind. And it's only your mind that exists. Why do you suffer? You suffer because your subconscious mind has created a reality that you do not like. You see, your subconscious mind isn't interested in creating a reality that you like. Specifically, it's interested in creating differing realities. It's not interested in creating, like every reality that it's creating is a reality that you like. No. What it's really interested in is creating reality. What it's really interested in is experimenting, right? Being creative. That's what your subconscious mind is interested in. How can I be creative? All right. You know what? Let me introduce slavery. Let me see how this motherfucker is gonna deal with it. You know what? I'm gonna make that chick live. Let's see how he's gonna deal with it. You know, a little bit of creativity, even though it's not really that creative. But there are other realities that your subconscious can create that are different. Unfortunately, this is going to suck until the end. It's one of those walls that are just garbage, but all of it is created by your subconscious. Same as dreams. Some of the dreams that you have are nightmares, right? Sometimes you do have good dreams where things are going your way, where everyone likes you. But sometimes you do have dreams that are just messed up. You're like, dang, man, what kind of dream is that? Why am I suffering in this dream? Find that nothing is going your way. People hate you. Like, how can they hate me? No one is on your side. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. And people do ask me, if solipsism is true, how am I creating a life that I do not want? You're not doing that consciously. Your subconscious knows that this isn't even real, so it doesn't really care. You suffer in your own dreams. Why do you suffer in your own dreams? If you want to use that argument, oh yeah, it's not what you can't say that it's actually not real. It's just a projection of my mind. If I suffer, you suffer in your own dreams, and your dreams are created by your mind, your subconscious mind. So really, if you want to suffer less, detachment has always been the answer. You just need to understand that this is really not real, so that you don't take it as seriously as you take it. The less serious you take it, the better. You suffer less, you automatically suffer less, you care less. So things will happen and you're like, it means nothing. Nobody is watching. It's just me. And you kind of like take this reality for a ride, no matter where you are, because it's not even serious. So you just do things. Because here's the thing, man, we limit ourselves a lot. And I'm not saying to you that things will change in your life if you started to just do what you want. I'm saying that you're going to be more free, and that is what is really important. You know, what's important is that you are free. You're not free. Everyone is not free. Your projections are not free. Maybe some of them are. But here's the thing, though. You're judging the projections that are more free than you. Realize that? If one of your projections is doing something that you're afraid to do, they're doing that, and you find that they're having fun. but you're afraid to do it. You're afraid of what other people think, so you judge them. But you find that they're free, because this is not real. Can you imagine playing a video game that you think is real, so you're not having fun in that video game? Because it's real to you, right? That's what you tell yourself, like, it's real. So I'm pretty sure someone has already commented that pain is real. You can't say this is not real because pain is real. Yeah, but really, the pain that we suffer is psychological, and that's because we believe this is real. Yes, there is physical pain, but we recover from it quickly, right? I broke my legs a few times. It was very painful, but after like 2 days, even though I couldn't walk, I was no longer in pain. But you go through a heartbreak, bro, it takes 2 years to heal, or you don't even heal. So it's clear that we suffer psychologically more than we suffer physically. But that's because we think the whole thing is real, so we are taking it seriously. When people don't behave the way that we want them to behave, we'll be mad. But if we realize that the whole thing is not real, we'll take reality for a ride. I remember Rick Sanchez say the same thing. One of my favorite scenes, just I forgot the episode, it was like, when you discover that nothing is real, when you discover that nothing matters, the world is yours, you take reality for a ride, something like that. And that is the truth. When you discover that nothing really matters, the things that matter are the things that you say matter. It's you who decide what actually matters. Right? It's not the world that actually decides. But if you give the world power, and then the world will decide what matters for you. But really, you have the final authority. It's you who tell yourself that what other people think matters. And it matters. Because that's what you told yourself. It's you who tells yourself that being single is lonely and you must be with someone. And that matters, right? Being with someone matters. Being rich matters. Someone might say, no, man, being rich actually, like, I do believe that if you were totally free, like free, nothing will matter to you. Like nothing. Not even a single, like if you truly understood solipsism, nothing will matter. If you understood the final truth. And solipsism really does make sense. Like if you try to explain reality from a solipsistic point of view, it actually makes sense, right? Everything is actually happening in the mind. You see? If you try to imagine how things came into existence from a materialist point of view, you actually hit a wall. Because in a materialist worldview, there's cause and effect. Nothing can exist without a cause. Right? Nothing can exist without a cause. But in an idealist worldview, things can exist without a cause. They can just be imagined. I mean, yeah, you can say what caused it to exist is imagination, but yeah. It doesn't follow the same logic that the materialist worldview follows. It's not like for a house to exist, it needs to be built. For the moon to exist, it must have been caused by something. For the universe to start existing, the Big Bang must have happened. No. It's projections, it's imagined. So really, things start existing when you discover them. And that changes the past. The past, the future, and the present. Same thing. The future is affecting the present and the past. It's crazy how it actually works. And it's always been that way. Everything is your projection. One of the biggest questions will be, okay, Benedict, let's say you're right. Let's say you're right about what you're saying. Tell me, how did I start to exist? Why are those people in bicycle? Because it seems like they are coming from the side. Your projections. Oh, we're still gonna answer where you actually come from. Wait, it's not people on bicycle, yeah? It's people walking. No. I wonder how we didn't even know about this. I wonder how much money they win. She said I injured my leg yesterday. It's mostly women. Master on the beat. Where do you come from? The only thing that I don't think can be created is awareness. You can use science, magic, whatever. You're not creating awareness. Everything that can happen will happen inside awareness itself, inside consciousness itself. Nothing is going to happen outside of it. So everything that exists is actually imagined. Why are you imagining nonsense? I don't know. But know that your subconscious doesn't care what it's imagining. So you must try to be lucid so that no matter what your subconscious is imagining, you are able to cope, right? We are living in fear as sentient beings. And the things that we're afraid of these things only because we think that these things are real. And fear is making it hard for us to have fun, to take reality for a ride. You are living with soulless beings. So everyone that you know is actually soulless. Some people might say, but that is dangerous. But what people don't realize is that everything is dangerous. You know why some worldviews are dangerous? Because they're so different, they're so unique. You see, if you were a solipsist from the beginning and you watch a video of Benedictine saying that actually you're wrong, there are other minds, there are 8 billion souls here on earth, that would be dangerous. Why? Because it's different, right? You haven't learned to live as a dualist yet. So you'll be like, yeah, that's actually dangerous. I mean, that means that now I'm not going to be too nice to people because, you know, we're different, right? If someone fighting me over, then we have a serious problem. I gotta deal with it. But back then it didn't matter because I thought that everyone is just my projection, so I wasn't taking the whole thing seriously, right? Like, every worldview is dangerous. There's no worldview that is not dangerous. They're just worldviews that we are used to. So because we're used to these worldviews, they don't seem dangerous. Whatever you think is not dangerous, it's only not dangerous because you're used to it. There's a reason why people are afraid of the unknown. If there's something that people fear, is what they do not know, what they can't understand. That is what they fear. But you can actually have a better experience in this realm, looking at things from a solipsistic point of view. That don't mean that you stop hating on people. You stop competing with other people. That's just your projection. Jealousy. So we're not jealous. Who will you be jealous of? Because no one is having what you want. If you're not having what you want, no one is having what you want, right? There isn't a person in this world that have what you want, because you're the only one who exists. So really, if you don't have what you want, no one has what you want. So who should you be jealous of? If you are broke, no one is rich, right? If you are rich, you'll be the only one who's rich. If you are a male, okay, I'm not even going to say it. I don't even want to go there. But the point that I'm trying to make is that all these negative emotions that you feel because of other people, you wouldn't feel these emotions anymore. Why? Because no one exists. You'll realize that you're just dealing with your own mind. You are dealing with your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own feelings, your own emotions. You are dealing with parts of yourself that you don't know yet. That's it. Some people might say, what about language? Solipsism is not true, because some people can speak languages that I don't understand. I'll be like, really? That's your argument against solipsism? Other people can teach me things that are, like, yeah, your projections can teach you their projections, right? They are you. You are creating these languages. Bro, I've had dreams where people were speaking a language that I don't, like, I've had dreams where I was interacting with aliens, they're speaking a language that I don't know and I'm learning. It's not impossible. How are they able to make songs that I can't make? Some people are very talented. I've had dreams where I was battling with some of my projections and they were better rappers than me. I've had dreams where I was listening to music that was made by my projection, and dude, we're talking about some of the best songs ever, bro. I'm listening to this song and I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is too damn good. And then I wake up and I'm like, what the? Like, they can't make this in this realm. I mean, they can't make songs like that in this realm. You're underestimating the power of your mind. You don't understand how powerful your mind is. It's more powerful than any computer that you know. It created these computers. You don't know your own power. You are a God who totally forgot that is God. And that is like his biggest challenge is actually remembering that is God. He forgot. So now he has to work on remembering. To remember is very difficult. Because he's so attached to this. He's so attached to other people being real. He's so attached to his pain, suffering, fear, anxiety, depression. You know, a lot of people don't know that we're addicted to the things that we don't even want. We're addicted to our fears, to toxic beliefs, all of that. We're addicted. I'm not saying reality will be better for you if you became a solipsist. I'm saying you'll respond better to things. Because that's the work that you must be doing. It's not really about gaining the world, owning the world. It's not about owning the dream or anything like that. It's about being able to handle whatever the dream is. Because you know it's just a dream, so you're not taking it seriously. So weird things be happening, you're like, it is what it is, it's just a dream. Can end at any time. One of my favorite songs is a song by a lady by the name of Omkara. I think she's Indian. Omkara. The song is called Remember. Very beautiful song. I'm telling you. If you like my solipsism videos, listen to that song. This life is just a dream. It'll be over in the blink of an eye. Remember who you are. Whose life is this? Whose voice is this? Whose hands are... One of the best songs ever, bro. Very underrated. It's all a dream, man. That's all reality can be. There will never be real reality. All of it will be a dream. Base reality is nothingness. I want you to get that. When you're truly awake, there's nothing. Like you don't exist. There's only be awareness. You're like, oh, nothing at all. Okay, and then you dream. The answer is solipsism. It's always been the answer. It's realizing that you're the only one that exists. That is the step that you gotta take. That is the final step. You take that step and you do not turn back. When things are hard, you don't go back and be like, maybe it's solipsism. No, it is the final truth. Stick with this philosophy. No matter what you're seeing. No matter what is being rendered. Your response should always be solipsism. It's not real. It's just my projection. There's only one person who's suffering, and that is me. And I can minimize my suffering by realizing that what is making me suffer is not even real. Yes, that's not gonna make me like what I'm experiencing. Still gonna suck. The subconscious wasn't creative enough this time. But at least I know it's not real. So I'll only be bored but not suffer. Or if I suffer because I'm bored. But I won't suffer because I'm scared. I won't suffer because someone betrayed me. I won't suffer because someone hates me. Because no one hates me. Since I'm the only one here. I won't suffer because Eminem is better than me. Because he isn't. It's just my projection. So that aspect of me is able to speak incredibly well. And I'm like, oh, the guy is better. But he's not. It's me. Thank you all guys. I think I'm gonna give you a bonus, not really sure, a bonus episode. There's an episode that I recorded yesterday about a topic that I was talking about, dreams just loading up the next day. So yeah, we'll see, I'll decide. But thank you all guys for watching this video until the end. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell me what you think about the video. Let's keep on growing. Thank you. What if sleep is just a way for whatever is sourcing this reality to load up the next day? Someone on TikTok asked this question: what if sleep is just loading up the next day? And while this sounds like a ridiculous question, I don't think we really understand why we sleep. We might say, you sleep so that you can rest. I mean, imagine if you didn't sleep, you wouldn't rest. But why do you even need to rest? What if sleep is just an excuse for whatever is sourcing this reality to render the next day? If you didn't sleep, the next day will actually glitch. Let's say you didn't sleep at all, you kept on doing things, you'll start to see glitches. Don't you see glitches when you stay awake for too long? I remember 2 years, no, was it 2 years back? 2 or 3 years back. I was coming from this side, going back home. I had not slept the night before, so I'm in a bus. I'm on my way home. It's like a 7-hour ride. So I'm in a bus on my way home, feeling very sleepy. But I didn't want to sleep. I was sitting on the front seat. So I'm like, I ain't sleeping, because if you're on the front seat and you fall asleep, they will move you back, because they don't want people to sleep in the front seat. So I'm on the front seat. I'm trying my best not to sleep. And I remember seeing a car. This car is on the same lane that, we're actually, the bus and the car are on the same lane, but it's actually coming towards the bus. So the bus and the car are about to collide. As the car got close, I was like, damn, what the hell? So I tried to run back, right? That wasn't happening. I was actually hallucinating, because I was I was struggling. I was struggling to stay awake, so I started to hallucinate. What if reality was glitching? What if I wasn't actually hallucinating? What if reality was actually glitching, because I was supposed to be asleep, but I've managed to stay awake for too damn long? try to stay awake for too long, you start to hallucinate. What if a lot of things are not what they seem? When you're watching a magician perform a trick, you know that in order to know how they're doing the trick, you must pay attention to everything. Whatever they do, even if they do this, you must pay attention. Why do they do that? If a magician is trying to perform a trick and they do this, you must ask yourself, why? Is that necessary? But if you're not asking enough questions, you might say, oh, maybe they're just trying to get ready. You know what I'm saying? Soccer players, before they play soccer, they'll do something. They'll try to get themselves ready. So maybe the magicians also. But what if that is actually part of the trick? Like if the magician doesn't do this, then the magic won't go as planned. Like that is actually part of the trick. So if you don't sleep, reality isn't going to be what it's supposed to be, because you sleeping is actually part of the trick. You're thinking that you're resting, but no, whatever is sourcing this reality is loading up the next day for you. But you don't know that. What if things are not what they seem? Ever try to move your head too quickly and the images that you see were very blurry? Like if you turn your head like this, nothing is going to be blurry, right? But if you turn your head like this, it's like you'll be confused. For that second, you'll be confused, Why? What if reality is not what it seems? Why is it that when you wake up confused, and it takes time for you to understand what's going on? And sometimes when you wake up, you'll not see things clearly. Sometimes you'll see figures that are not there. Like it will take time for you to kind of get what is really going on. What if reality is still loading? Maybe you woke up too early. I mean, not every time. Sometimes when you wake up, you're good. But sometimes when you wake up, you'll be confused. You look at the fridge and it doesn't really look like a fridge. You look at the door, it doesn't really look like a door. You look at the wardrobe and it looks like a human. And you're like, what the hell is going on? But as you pay closer attention, you're like, oh, it is the wardrobe. But what if reality was just loading up? I think if we truly want to understand reality, we must stop making excuses for anything. We must try to understand what is possible first, right? Instead of like making excuses for the things that are happening. Why is there traffic? I remember there was this lady on TikTok. She's saying that traffic is actually planned. Like there's not supposed to be traffic. There's traffic is only there to delay you from getting from point A to point B, because if you got to point B too early, then reality will start glitching. So if you are supposed to, if what's sourcing this reality is still trying to render a certain experience for you, but it's not ready, then it's going to delay you. So there's going to be traffic or something that's going to make you delayed, right? If you watch the Truman Show, something similar to what I'm saying, will happen whenever Truman is trying to like escape that small town that he found himself in. You find that when he's trying to drive away, there are no cars at all in the street. So when he decides to drive, then there's many cars, and you're like, where are those cars coming from? And they're moving too slow, because something is being done. If they move too fast, then he will see what's being done, right? They're still trying to plan. Okay, how are we going to deceive Truman? Now Truman wants to escape. So what do we do now? Let's create a problem, Let's make him think that there's a fire. Let's make him think that there's an accident. But sometimes you'll be delayed for no good reason. I remember 3 weeks back, I was going to Johannesburg. On my way to Johannesburg, there was a traffic, like a really long traffic. And I was like, what's causing the traffic? When we got to the end of the traffic, I was like, there's nothing that's really causing this traffic. Like, why is the traffic? Why are these cars moving slow? You know? I don't think this world is real, man. I think if you pay attention to how things really work, you will actually see the real truth. You will actually see what is really going on if you pay close attention. You'll understand why you meet the people that you meet, like why certain things had to happen. For that, there's traffic. When you get to wherever you're going, you meet a certain person. You wouldn't have met them if there was no traffic. The problem is that we want to explain reality the way that we've been taught to explain it. But what if there are things that we're not paying attention to? We think that we get how reality really works, so we're not asking questions.